fastest lap by 5 seconds, already on lap 2. He's gonna have a strong race. Alina in P2. Hamza has fallen back a little bit from the Ferrari driver. And now Ivan is closing in on the Red Bull in P3. Andre will be hoping to close in on the rest of the pack. You can look at the track map on the right-hand side to show the gaps in physical location on the track map. So P5 just going up towards turn 4 now, whilst P6 is coming around turn 3. And then you've got these three, all pretty close. Second, third and fourth are the closest fight on track at the moment. If they can just stay within that 1 second range, the DRS will help a little bit, but not too much on the main straight. There's only one DRS zone here at Losail, and it is on that straight at the bottom of the screen. So you can see the gap now actually around 1.7 seconds. The detection zone probably just before the final corner. So actually I think Alina has done enough to get out of that detection zone. But the kick salver of Ivan might be just within it as they came round. He doesn't have the rear wing open, so actually he was just outside of the DRS zone. Closes in though, down towards turn 1, 7/10 the gap. Ivan P here in the kick salver, trying extremely hard not to make any mistakes. You can see how gentle he's being with the steering. When he's racing against Andre, his steering is not that smooth, but he really wants to catch Hamza, who's just up the road. Would have got track limits for that, I'm sure. And that's the other thing actually, what we can't see on the screen is how many track limits warnings people are getting. I might go for a wander around lap 8 or 9 and just go and see if anyone does have the 5-second track limit penalties. But for now we're focused on Ivan in P4, right behind Hamza on the main straight. So now we'll get to see how strong DRS is, and he was very close as they exited the final turn, but Hamza defenseless as they go down towards turn 1 then. Is he going to try and come back? Thought about it. You can see him hovering around the inside line to maybe try and scare Ivan off the line. But Ivan opening up turn 2 a little bit more than Hamza, maybe getting a better exit now towards turn 4. All Hamza has to do is stay within a second in sector 2, which I think has been his weak spot. If he can stay within a second through here, he might get DRS on the next lap. But already Ivan trying to pull away. Into this hairpin they go. And look at the exit that the kick salver gets. There's Emil Nasser, 10 seconds in the lead. The yellow, green flags were showing, which means someone maybe went off around the circuit. And you can still see the other cars in the background of Alina, who's about 2.5 seconds ahead of these guys. And I think Ivan's made a mistake because Hamza has closed back in now in the Red Bull as they enter the fast section. Flat out through the first 2 for sure, and then people debating whether it's a lift or flat through the last 2. What gear to take, 6th or 7th? We'll never know what the correct answer is. But now into the final turn. Does Hamza have DRS? It looks like Ivan's got a great exit, to be honest, because he's pulling away, even though Hamza probably has the rear wing open. Actually, I can see it on his screen. He doesn't. He didn't have DRS as he entered that corner, so he must have closed in on the braking zone. Oh, big slide for Alina there. He just went over the curb a little bit, and that's what's lethal around here. The curbs really do bite if you use too much of them. And this fight is still going on as they come around the final turn then. Is Hamza within DRS this time? Again, the gap not closing, so he wasn't quite close enough. So now we're getting to the halfway stage, and actually Gerard is closing in on your P4, P3 fight in the other Red Bull. He's now 1 second behind. You can see him just in the background there. You got your 3 cars on your screen. Gerard coming down the hill into the left-hander, closing in on the Red Bull teammate of Hamza. Up the hill they go. Into the right. Where's that crowd noise coming from? I can hear someone cheering. Did you hear that? Or was that just my ears? Someone played a video or something of a crowd noise. Anyway, maybe. Hamza here now is going to have to start defending after being on the attack for the first half of the race. Gerard gets close. We don't want to see the 2 Red Bulls come together. We haven't seen that for a while. And he looks like he's backed off there through the dirty air of the final fast section. Into the final turn now. And actually I think both of them might get DRS here. Keep an eye on the rear wing in front. So no, Hamza didn't get it again. But I have a feeling that Gerard did, because look at this speed difference down towards turn 1. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Oh, they both couldn't decide there. As we saw Hamza later on the brakes, Gerard came off the brakes, but then had to change his mind as the gap closed into turn 1. And then that was definitely another warning for those 2. Down into the left-hander. And now up the hill they go. Gerard is just looking for space to try and overtake the other Red Bull without contact. Down the hill into the right. Is he going to chuck one down the inside? He looks for it, but wasn't committed enough on the brakes. I think he's just trying to spook the other car, to be honest. It was like a half-committed move. Half-committed. Because if you commit to it, you may make contact. You're just trying to spook him off the line, but look at how fast Gerard is through this section. Went off the circuit there. Into the left, gets a slide, does the other Red Bull in towards the final turn. Gerard looks to the outside. Tries to get a nice smoother line into the final turn, gets a better exit, and a smart move there from Gerard in the Red Bull, who will now get DRS and pull away down towards turn 1. But what can Hamza do? Down towards the first corner. Is he going to make one down the inside? No, can't brake late enough. And now Gerard has 4 laps to try and close in on the kicks, Albert. Let's go have a look at the penalty situation. Ooh, that looked pretty close. So Whilst I pops into the office, Gerard has closed down on Ivan. Oh, looks down the inside. That's going to be a good move down the inside of turn 2. But he can't quite get it stuck. As now Ivan has the inside of the next one. If I was Gerard, I would have backed out of that as well. Over to the left, down the inside of the hairpin. He's trying every opportunity he can. Now he's going to have the outside of the next right. Looks to the outside, wow, swoops around the outside. He was later on the brakes, and now down the hill is flat out. Is he going to defend or leave the door open? Oh, that's a risky move from Ivan. Into the next left. Who can get the better exit, Gerard or Ivan in the kick salver? Hamza is still within reach of these two. Into the flat out section. Oh, big lift from Ivan there as he nearly got a slide over the big curb. Has that created an opportunity for Hamza? Okay, so we're on lap 11 of 12. Emil Nasser, a 34-second lead. Alina has been holding on to second for pretty much the whole race, but now Gerard has been trying to close in on this final phase as now Emil starts the final lap. But here is Alina and Gerard. Two seconds the gap as they enter sector 3. And now with one lap to go then, onto the main straight. Alina crosses the line, second place, Gerard just behind in third. Only 2 seconds. And this will be where the most pressure is. The highest pressure point of the race. And there we go then on the round of applause signalled that. So Emil Nasser crosses the line with such a big lead. But look at these two into the final sector. This is where the maximum desperation will come in. 1 or 2, there's contact and Gerard slides. Can Alina hold it? No, she's spun, and look, Ivan's going to come through. And is he going to get second? He does. Who's going to come out on top with Alina and Gerard? Just a small tap and Alina tumbles down the order. Couldn't get back on track quick enough. And Hamza has thrown his way up into P3 also. He'll be smiling about that after he thought he was going to finish P5. Andre comes through in P5 also with Gerard in P4. Alina after such a strong race. Okay, here we go then. Sprint race. Sprint race start. Reverse grid. 3 laps of the A final. Okay, here we go. Lights are on, and away they go. Turn 1 coming up. Andre Fish starting on pole for the reverse sprint race. Look at the Ferraris weaving in the background as Leonard Faddy tries to come through. Oh, Nick D down the inside in the Aston Martin. But look at Esser Al-Hamadi in the Ferrari. He's going to go on the inside. The Williams is round. That's Lucas down to 7th after contact in turn 1. Through turn 2 they go in the Red Bull of Abdul Hadi and Mameri side by side down towards turn 4. Oh, look at that. That was aggressive from Mameri, but he made it stick somehow with a little bit of contact. Off the track the other Ferrari goes. I think that's Andre Fish. Down the inside goes Abdul Hadi. Comes off the brakes to get the move done and then continues his way up the hill. So now Nick is in P1. Esser Al-Hamadi, a great start up in P2, and Leonard Faddy after keeping it clean in P3. Mameri back up into P4 after going down towards the back and getting attacked. He managed to put on a hefty move into turn 4 to get back up to 4th. Abdul Hadi though will now be trying to work his way through one by one. Andre Fish down to 6th. I'm watching Nick extend the track and then complain that he's getting a warning. I want to interview him, but I don't want to distract him from his sprint race. He is leading the way. Remember, it is just a sprint race. But that's Al-Hamadi now down in 3rd after Leo moves up into 2nd. And now Nick already talking about Leo. But in Russian, so I can't understand. He's flying. He's flying. And Esser Al-Hamadi gets a 5-second then for hitting the 4-track warning. And that is a sign of things to come in the main race. This is only a 3-lap race. And he's already hit the limit in 2 laps. So will this race be decided by track limit penalties as expected? It could be. And here comes Leo. Backs out of a move, chills out, sits behind Nick to put the pressure on. 2/10, is he going to wait for the main straight? Oh, that was a high closing speed into that right-hander. And now Esser is back on top with these guys. Down into the final turn. Around the final corner they go. And it does look like DRS is not working, but the toe is down to the main straight. Oh, Leo around the outside of turn 1. Nick is going to choose to run him wide, and that is I mean, if that was the main race, that would be a penalty for Leo, because he did get the inside by being off track. But it is just a sprint race. And now Nick can try and attack Esser and Leo in the Ferrari. Is he saying no, I didn't cut? It says cut, but it means track limits. Oh, Drift King, Nick D, fully sideways in the Aston Martin, manages to hold it together. And now Mameri in the Ferrari is back up behind on his debut. Let's go see who else has any. So 5 seconds for Nick. Lucas 2 out of 3 warnings. Andre 2 out of 3 warnings. Going down the inside is Lucas. And victory to Leonard Faddy in the sprint race. Essa Al-Hamadi second, Nick in third. And actually, Okay, 12 laps. Where are you going? Oh, you're coming to join us. Remember, cutting means extending also. Remember, cutting means extending also. Okay, so it's Leonard Faddy on pole position. Abdul Hadi alongside in second place. Essa Al Hamadi in P3 with Mameri on his debut in P4 in the A final. Lucas in the Williams in P5 with Nick D in the Aston Martin returning in P6, and Andre Fisch rounding off the field, and the lights are out and away they go, and it's a great start for the Ferrari on pole position. But what can Abdul Hadi do on the inside line? Is he going to break as late as he can? The Ferrari's behind, tussling. Nick down the inside of Mameri into turn one, who's going to try and hold it round the outside, and look at the Aston Martin fly up into P3. A great start for Nick, really clean, and gets it done without going off the circuit. But now Essa Al Hamadi will try and fight back as the Williams of Lucas tries looking down the inside of the Ferrari, also has to back out, and that leaves Mameri with an opportunity down the inside of the next left. Oh, Lucas and the Williams nearly late on the brakes into the Ferrari of Essa in front, and now you've got Mameri and Andre Fisch in 6th and 7th place, and keep an eye on the Williams of Lucas as he will be closing in on Essa. But amazing start for Nick in 3rd place. Honestly, straight up into the podium positions, and look at that, Abdul Hadi goes off the track a little bit wide. That's going to create an opportunity. The Ferrari of Essa defending from Lucas to the inside of the flat out section, but I want to see the Red Bull and the Aston, who were pretty close as they went into that flat out section. And it sounds like Nick had some sort of issue, or maybe a track limits warning, because I heard him shouting in the background there. Down into the final turn then, and now he's going to get a tow. Remember, DRS for some reason has not been active during the races, but he does get a slipstream down towards turn 1. Here he goes, trying to stay in the tow. He's still shouting. I don't know what he's saying because I don't speak Russian, but I know there's Ivan over there who can translate. And now down towards turn 2, round the outside of the Red Bull, into the left-hander, and he's got a great exit, has the Aston Martin, down towards 4. Abdul Hadi moves over to the right to defend, and it looks like Nick's going to commit. Down the inside of the right-hander, gets it stuck. They both go off the track, but they will both get a warning. Abdul Hadi stays off the track for safety, I think. But Nick D up into 2nd place. The Ferrari of Essa closes in on Abdul Hadi, and now Nick can try and stay on the track cleanly to try and pull away. Leonard Faddy, in the meanwhile, has pulled away from everybody by 3 seconds just up the road. And now look at this. Essa Al Hamadi and Lucas Leandro. And Andre Fisch looking aggressive on the brakes in the background also. But Lucas Leandro trying to close in on Essa Al Hamadi. And now we're going to get a taste for what the VGP was like last year. Because without DRS, it was extremely difficult to overtake. But the racing was super tough. So now they go into the fast left-hander. We're only on lap 2, and Lucas goes off the track in the dirty air, and that will likely be a track warning. I think he's only got 1 so far, so he's pretty safe from it. And Mameri just behind in the tow down towards turn 1. Can he attack on the inside? He does go down the inside. Mameri in the Ferrari attacks Lucas down into turn 1, holds the inside line, doesn't go deep, keeps it on the track there, enters turn 2 in 5th place. Up next is Essa Al Hamadi. Abdul Hadi is holding on to P3, and now Nick is also holding on to P2. Andre Fisch is still within fighting chance here as he's trying to close in, but he's on 2 out of 3 warnings already. On the track limit front, how is our championship leader doing? 0 warnings for Leonard Faddy. 3 warnings for Abdul Hadi, 1 warning for Essa Al Hamadi, and 1 warning for Nick, and 2 warnings for Mameri. So the track limit's doing their job, and we will see 5-second penalties likely in the 12 laps. Look at Essa Al Hamadi attacking now. Abdul Hadi into the flat out section, but backs out of it smartly, as overtakes don't tend to go too well through the long rights. He goes wide there. That will be a track warning as Andre Fisch slides round into the gravel. Of course, doesn't get a track limits warning, but that's where you see P7. Oh, look at this, Lucas under attack from Mary into the final turn. Or was that Lucas attacking actually? Because I think this pass was already done a couple laps ago. So this could be a great overtake for Lucas around the outside of the final corner in the Williams. Down towards turn 1. Who's going to brake later? They're still side by side. Mameri versus Lucas. Has the inside line for turn 2. Oh, it's going to get close there. Can't quite get it done. And the battle continues. Esser Al-Hamadi is still right behind Abdul Hadi up in P3. And Nick now can just focus for sure on trying not to get any extensions, because I do think it's going to have an effect on the results for anyone who is crossing the white line limit. White lines is very common in karting. We do hear of it in Formula 1 quite a lot also. And unfortunately, that is the way the real game, the real life game is played. Track limits is track limits. And we always argue it when we're watching it on the sofa, but we do very much see it. I think it's times like this where Leonard Faddy gives himself a personal challenge. He can see that he's 5 seconds in the lead, and now he's just going to try and do the whole race without any track limit cuts for sure. As he sets the fastest lap of 23.2. And a 23.1 for Nick. Is that with a limit? Let's have a look. He had one last I checked. Oh wow, no limits, and he got the fastest lap. So let's see if he can hold that together and try and close down Leonard Faddy in the lead, who is playing it safe to try and keep 0 out of 3. Actually, I think I now see 1 out of 3. So he's not going to go for the 0 challenge. Let's have a look. I know it's distracting with me walking around everywhere, but I'm just looking. I just want to see where everyone's at. Everyone's hit the 3 limit already, or most people. Half the grid are on 3. A couple of people on 2, and a couple of people on 1. No one in this race now has 0 track limits warnings. But who is going to get the first 5-second penalty for track limits? That's the new game that we're playing. Because someone will get it during this race as we're approaching the halfway phase. I will be extremely impressed if none of the 7 drivers get 1, because it does mean that they... this is why they're in the A-final, I guess. It does mean that they're playing by the rules. As Leonard Faddy goes 22.7 then, that's why he got that 1 warning. He's pushing now to try and get that fastest lap point. And he didn't get another one on that lap, so it was legit within the lines. And look at Esser Al-Hamadi, still right there behind Abdul Hadi. A battle of the go-karters. The karting kids in 3rd and 4th, and Mameri's not far behind also. I know I mentioned it once already, but this is exactly what it was like last year. Nose to tail. With no DRS, Esser Al-Hamadi around the outside of the hairpin. Couldn't quite get the run out that Abdul Hadi had. He's going to try and hold it down the inside. It's contact as Esser forces his way down the inside, but Hadi's going to have the outside for the fast right, and then the inside for the next left. Oh, another bit of contact, and Esser Al-Hamadi with a hit from Mameri spins, and Lucas Leandro comes up through into P4. So Esser's going to try and get back onto the track as quick as he can, and I think someone's got a 5-second penalty. It is Mameri, who I think went off track there, so we could probably, if he doesn't get another warning, we can probably undo that one, because I think he was doing that in avoidance and didn't gain any time. So this is the good thing about this system, is that it doesn't add it straight onto the race. It means that we can decide and undo it if necessary. But Lucas Leandro up into P4, that's going to give Abdul Hadi a bit of a break, whilst Lucas tries now to close in on the Red Bull driver. And Andre Fisch can all of a sudden also smell the rest of the grid as he's trying to close in on those ahead of him. You can just about see Essa Al-Hamadi, who's not far up the road, and then you've got Mameri and Lucas and Abdul Hadi, third, fourth and fifth. Still pretty close together, whilst your front two try and drive off into the distance. Lap 7 out of 12. And after all of that Russian swearing, he's only got one track limit. Pancake. Okay, that's not a swear word, I guess. I need to learn this word for when I make mistakes. What's the word? Blin. Means pancake. So you promised me. Oh, that's also okay. I can say that on stream. I mean, I've already said it, so I hope it's a good word. I'm going to remember this one for every time I go off track. Blin. There's a lot of people still right on the limit of a 5 seconds. Mameri, the only one to get one so far. Yeah, see that one, I know. Come on, you've only got a few laps left. Cutting warning, 2 out of 3. He's alright, he's got 2 more chances. We've got a lot of other people. Oh, there's one for Essa Al-Hamadi then. It's come up on the screens of the other drivers. Essa's just managed to cross the track limit mark. And there he is on your screen. And now he's going to have to try and pull away 3 seconds to stop Andre Fisch from gaining a position. And how many limits is your championship leader on? Still 1 out of 3. I think that might be the lowest. 3 out of 3 for Lucas. Oh, 5 seconds for Abdul Hadi. But he's on a refresh of 0. Essa's on a refresh of 0. Nick is on 2. And Mameri is back on 1. So lap 9 out of 12. Lucas Leandro. If he crosses the limit one more time, at the moment he's within range to get a podium, but if he crosses the line one more time, then it's effectively, as we see on the screen. He's also got to be wary of the Ferrari behind. So he's in a 5-second penalty sandwich at the moment. Is Lucas Leandro, half a second back from Abdul Hadi. On lap 9 out of 12, 75% done. And a few laps remain. So Leonard Faddy starts lap 10, as does Nick across the line, and then 3rd, 4th and 5th we're seeing on the screen now. I keep seeing all of the steering wheels really working as they go over the curbs. Some of the curbs slightly raised and creating aggressive oversteer sliding moments. Lap 10 out of 12. Leonard Faddy just about to come to the final corner and start lap 11. So you can see, the drivers can see when somebody else has a 5-second, but they can't see how close the other drivers are to getting a 5-second. I missed it. I didn't hear what he said, but we won't repeat it. It's fine. That's it. That's what we're resting on, right? So Lucas is trying his best to stay within the limits and also just hold on to Abdul Hadi. But in the meanwhile, we have Mameri in P4, who also has 5 seconds, but he is also trying to gain that position. And now look, as he's closing in, any attempt from the Ferrari behind could also help out the Red Bull ahead. And Essa Al-Hamadi is trying to close in and has actually pulled away a little bit from Andre Fisch. But let's have a check. Maybe he's used a few cut warnings to try. Oh, he's got a 10-second penalty now. I didn't even see that. So he's done it again, and now he's going to get 15 potentially. It's okay. It's okay. He can hold on to it. We'll see. I don't think Mameri has anything to worry about behind, with Essa only one warning away from a 15-second penalty. But actually he might pull away the 10 seconds that he needed to stop Andre from gaining a position. And we're on the final lap of the race then. This is it. Who is going to get the most gains from track limit penalties? And who can hold on? One warning is incredible from Leonard Faddy. Lucas still trying not to get any cuts. Abdul Hadi on 0 out of 3 after crossing it. Nick is still on 2. Oh, he's getting closer. That's Al-Hamadi flirting with the track limits. He got another one. Don't get another one. he didn't cut. I can say he didn't cut. Right, Leonard Faddy then. Everybody, round 23 of 24 in the Ferrari. Leonard Faddy comes round the final turn. I can see someone just got a penalty as well. It's Mameri, another 5 seconds, and wins does Leonard Faddy with a 23.9. A warning, 1 out of 3 as well. Only 1 track limit warning. Nick comes home in second after starting in 6th with 3 track limit warnings, 1 away from getting a 5-second penalty. Abdul Hadi with 5 seconds comes across the line in 3rd, and Lucas Leandro 1 away, from a penalty. And Issa did get another one, did he? Did Issa get another one? Last lap, 15 seconds. Ah, did you do that for fun? You're just collecting the most. Okay. 1 away, sir.
Wow, pretty nice, huh?
Brilliant. No, very good, very good. I'm glad that it worked. It worked its best. But I'm sure Leonard Faddy will be happy with only 1 track limit warning. And it wasn't even on his fastest lap, if I'm correct. I think it was a lap or 2 before the fastest lap. Right.